Hello everybody, and welcome to episode 23 of Let's Play Battlefield Vietnam. You guessed right, we're still in the Mekong, and we're now stuck on our little Buddhist temple island. We can't even climb into the tower to rain hell from above. All we have is a little jeep here, but I'm going to use it to its full advantage. Of course, do not confuse little jeep with little jeep, since then we'd have fucking mumble rap blasting out of our non-existent radio. And although that would probably put the fear of God into the Americans, especially if it was in fucking Vietnamese or something, we unfortunately do not have the necessary technical advancements. Because the Soviet Union, our dear patrons, have not been that kind to us. All of that aside, I've realized now that although this episode is rather long, it being 3 parts so far and everything, I'm hoping that my switch to a different schedule will allow it to feel a little bit shorter. Anywho, at least you'll be able to keep track of what's going on. Because at this point it's literally a fucking slogfest. We have burned our way through about probably a couple of American battalions. We've really caused some heavy casualties, and I'm wondering how the hell they're going to collect all the corpses after this battle. You're going to have a steady train of body bags making its way back to the United States. And if you ask me, that in itself is a significant enough victory. Because the whole intent of our Tet offensive right here is to intimidate the Americans. To show to the media and to the people of America and South Vietnam that we are inevitable, that the Viet Cong must triumph, and that it will triumph, and that there's no getting in our way. So we just committed an ISIS-style execution there against the American troops who were lollygagging. And now's our chance to take out their tank as well, giving our boys a chance to move in. If we do it correctly. Alright. Unfortunately, we did not do it correctly. So we've still got to fight. At least we can try and hold this base, and that way put more pressure on these American sons of bitches. So that's one American tank knocked out, one more to go. It's a good beginning, very good beginning. Like, this feels like the best part so far of this battle. Because honestly, we're constantly on the move, constantly blowing up American sons of retards. And using these rockets to what can be described only as very deadly effect. Fuck. However, the American tanks are continuing their offensive. It's rather scary. And there's so many of them. We literally knocked out 3 tanks in the past minute. Now, of course, this is the thrilling wargaming that you've all wanted to see, so that's fine. But I'm honestly feeling the intensity rather too close to home. So I think that it would do us well to launch an attack on the Americans again. Because their casualties are now approaching 500 men. Ours are roughly 300. So things are going nicely. I don't know how we've only taken 300 casualties, but don't ask me. Because that implies that we've bled quite a few points as well. And I don't want to think of that. I really like being able to heal up for a moment though. Because at this point, didn't even have to see the motherfucker to kill him. But yeah, at this point I'm in a rather vulnerable position. I can only shoot from a distance, since honestly I'm surprised that I haven't bleeding out right now all over this beautiful, beautiful river plain. This floodplain. Now let's actually, for a second, let's go a bit more academic. Let's be a bit more academic as we approach this battle. we have this lake here. No connection to the river. We can't see the river Mekong, we can't go into it, it's not on the map. And so this implies that this lake was probably once linked to the Mekong, either via a flood, which happens really fucking often in monsoons such as this, or simply due to increased erosion by the river, which eventually cut itself off as it eroded even further. So this means that this rain that we're facing right here is actually rather light. And nonetheless, it has stopped the American aircraft from taking off and from using their terrible armaments against us. And so, with this quick geographical survey and this little talk over, we can reach the conclusion that the fact that we're fighting at this lake in these conditions of rain indicates the abject inferiority of the US ground and air forces. Thank you very much for coming to this TED Talk, if you can call it that. Although I don't really want to associate myself with the people down at the TED Talks because apparently they've been hosting advocates of paedophilia. And honestly, my message to the paedophiles would be rather simply this. Roughly this. The same one that I give to the Americans, if anything. Because they're the same to me. They're molesting the innocent people of Vietnam, the same way as others molest innocent people of other nations. On the other hand, the Americans are on the back foot. They're retreating. We're winning. It's a miracle. A goddamn Tet miracle. So we've taken out another tank. I don't know where they keep getting these things from. And now we'll leave the serious topics aside for a little bit longer. If you ever want, I can do a dedicated episode or make a dedicated channel or whatever, just talking about serious real-world issues. Until then, I'll be busy reenacting semi-serious real-world history. So the American base has fallen. It was once under our control, we've retaken it, and now we're making our way on foot to hold it. This means that we've reached a rather serious advantage as the American deaths approach 550. Honestly, I'm saying it. Lyndon B. Johnson's Great Society program is going to fail just because he has failed to set aside enough money to invest in body bags. And the Americans are back in their little nook and cranny. Perfect! Perfect and wonderful! Because although my voice is growing faint, although my footsteps are growing slow, my machete or my sight or whatever this is still sharp. My bullets are the exact same. My rockets are still rather freely available. So I'd say, rather simply, that it is gamer time. Because it's headset on, knuckles cracked, American positions encircled. So yep, it is gamer time. So I see an American in the distance. Let's whip out the binoculars. Hit him with the first barrage of shots. We'll hit another one as well. So that's Josh and Edgar. Down and out. How do they fucking see me? This is not fair. Totally not fair. Fucking wall hacks, aimbots, hit scans. I don't know what they're using. But it is not fair. They shouldn't be able to hit me from this distance. God damn them with their PT-76s. Never can get a break, can I? I can dream of one, but I can't fucking get one. Because we're here in the Mekong Delta for practically an hour of recording time. And yet we still haven't stopped these Americans. The only choice is a veritable barrage of rockets. So eat this! The BM-21 Grad is as potent a weapon as it's ever been. These Americans are cowering in their socks as we blow them up into smithereens. Because now we're mobile. And you know what that means? You got that right. Heavy, heavy American casualties, unless they'd kill me right now. Now who's this? No, I'm not risking it. There we go. Goddamn Eddie Doritos. Well, goodbye, Eddie. Say bye-bye. We're here, and we're killing. Now, with that ambush resolved, we can continue our attack. Because we've got an armoured column making its way over. And what a name for an American there. Buster Vargas. Beautiful. Just beautiful. I can imagine the goblin who has that name. The Abomination. Because unlike these racially impure 56% Americans, we the Vietnamese are a pure-blooded master race. We are above all that they may claim to be. We are better than them. It's all just a matter of making this more evident with every single battle that occurs. Only annoying thing is that I can't see a single American in this truck. Even though this truck is the key to us winning this battle. Here we go, here we go, here we go. I think we've made it in. So we've taken down one American tank. This is a great beginning. So now we continue to hit them with these rockets from the BM-21 because they don't have the range to take us out. Fuck, 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 they've taken the tank, they've taken the tank, they've taken the PT-76. Bruh moment alert. I repeat, bruh moment alert. We're still under pressure, we're still under attack. The Americans are not giving us any leeway, they're not giving us any chances. And so we need to spice things up. Honestly, I think the best tactic right now would literally be to just camp on them with the BM-21 and use rockets to pummel them into submission because their casualties are now hitting 600 and they still haven't given up. It's insane. It's irrational. It's typically American. So, we have no other option but to flank them again. Because they'll never expect a flank attack. Not after the 3 times you've already pulled them off. No siree. And hopefully this BM-21 launcher will be good enough to wipe them out. We'll do the ultimate suppressing fire tactic. We're literally pulling up with the rocket truck right behind them to blow the shit out of them. If we can pull it off, which I fear that we may not be able to. We're not in the most strategically sound position, but we're in one that's good enough to take out these American forces from a distance. Basically, they can't get to us, but we can get to them. And that's extremely useful as we continue our attack. Unfortunately, we need to pull up closer, which puts us under a slightly enhanced risk. But nevertheless, our bombardment continues, our offensive continues, and thus our triumph continues. So now we need to reload the rockets and take out this tank as well. Because the only way of allowing our troops, and permitting our troops, essentially, to take that base, is by thinning out the American defenses until they can't take anything any longer. Unfortunately, that's very, very tricky. But nevertheless, we're doing it. I really wish I had a tank right now. It would be a lot more useful than this rocket launcher. But nevertheless... our comrades are putting pressure on the other American base, and that's a beginning. Not a very major one, but it's something. And the Americans are now down to a very low amount of men, and we have a tank. Now this is epic. So we're going to make our way to the American base full speed ahead. Because we're driving them to an impasse. Although they have a tank that's about to launch an attack on us, so let's try and take it out from behind. Look, this is a really big scale armoured battle, surprisingly enough, even though we're fighting by the Mekong. I feel like this is one of those tanks that we failed to take out earlier. So we're just finishing the fight, finishing the job. Because none of our men are currently attempting to cover this American base. It's literally just me. What do you mean negative? Motherfucker. Okay. So it seems like we'll need to use some... how can I say this? How can I put this instead? Some slightly illegitimate tactics to try and destroy the Americans. Essentially, we just bomb them into submission from a distance. However, I know that we don't have the skill set for that, but they do. And so we need to get closer. We can't carry out a tank battle from this distance, unfortunately. Alright, this is turning into a big failure, an epic fail if I can call it so myself. But it's not the end. Not the end. Basically, the most important priority right now is to take out that tank. If we can take out the tank, we can win the battle. If we can't, then fuck it, we'll give up. Because right now they're under severe pressure, but we haven't taken them out. I think they might have just taken out my machine gunner, which is really a pity, it's a tragedy. It makes me want to cry. So now let's rush over to the other tank, try and get into it before the Americans do. Because that's my only fucking chance. Literally my only chance. If I can make it to this tank, if I can make this 100 yards here, or even less, I don't even know what it is. And then take this tanker out, then we have a chance. Literally a chance. Of winning decisively right now. We'll blow up the getaway vehicle, make sure that no Americans patrol these areas again. So I'll request reinforcements from the boys, but it seems like they're busy being brain dead, which is unfortunate. So I'm left with no option except to blow up this American base and to capture it. It'll take roughly a minute. By the way, this might turn out to be a very long episode. I apologize for that, but really, I am not up for making a part 4. I want to get on with the fucking Tet Offensive and just resolve it, okay? And this is going to be it. This is going to be the epic moment when we shock the Americans, sap their manpower, and leave them reeling. Until we do that though, we just bide our time. Unfortunately, this order interface isn't too helpful, but our soldier comrades are making their move on the other American base. I'm wondering what kind of combat is going on over there since they're killing each other in droves. Whatever it is, I like it. Oi! Son of a bitch! I did not expect or desire that. How dare they infringe on my offensive? So that is literally a bro moment right there, since they basically have an endless supply of PT-76 tanks from this base. And once that's cut off, I think they'll lose their teeth. Really. That's my hope at the very least. Because otherwise I'm going to lose my mind. Only a little bit remaining. The Americans are on the run. Our point advantage is now 200 points as they fall back. It's all just a matter of making sure that they stay back. Which is easier said than done, unfortunately. So this is it. We have one shot at this, we've captured the other bases, and we've captured this one as well. Now the Americans ought to start bleeding points profusely. There we go, it's running down right now. Yeah, we got them running, we got them down, they're collapsing. They don't have any reinforcements because they have nowhere to reinforce. So now all I can do is just fuck around here doing donuts to make sure that the Americans don't try and capture this base. Yeah. This is based. For lack of a better word. Based. Let's celebrate a victory, because this is the very first 3-part episode in the entire series. It's been boring, it's been harsh, but it's been a victory. And so I am more than proud of our performance. We've gone through tank after tank after tank. We've killed 645 Americans. I am personally responsible for the deaths of 111 of them. A nice round number. And now we've got our boys here to celebrate. Come on, fire some rounds into the air. We've won! We've won! For the duration of the Tet Offensive, at the very least, the Mekong Delta is indisputably ours. We've got this. We've fucking got this. Come on! We've got to be jovial. This is our victory. All of Vietnam is celebrating right now, because this means that the Tet Offensive can begin in force. We'll be out in Hue, Saigon, and every other place that the Americans have occupied. Because now we have driven them out of the Mekong. The linchpin of our strategy has been achieved. We are going to keep pushing in further offensives in the next episodes of this series. And if you want to see them, stay tuned, stay subscribed, keep liking, keep commenting, and show your support by telling me what you liked and what you did not like about the series so far. Now, with my voice completely gone, I would like to thank you all very much from the bottom of my heart for staying tuned for about an hour's worth of mindless slaughter in the jungles of Vietnam. I've been the Nerd Gamer. Thank you sincerely for watching, and goodbye for today.